League. That is UEFA Champions League draw that happened over the week. Gentlemen, we had a very interesting draw. As usual, they do not fail to disappoint us and also to, to bore us. What are your thoughts on the Champions League? Let's start with you, Dexter. What was surprising and what was, come on, man. We're used to this.
The Champions League draw is, I can say predictable and not predictable at the same time. Because looking at what Thibaut Courtois said, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, he said that he expects to get Man City in the next round, and they did get Man City in the next round. But looking at it, I believe that this Champions League was just set out for Arsenal. On the left side, everything looks difficult for the other teams. On the right side, for Arsenal, they have easier teams, with all due respect.
All right. Just a moment. Just give us a little moment. We'll be right back after this break. We're experiencing some technical difficulties, but we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Sports on One, and today's Tafel Talks topic, of course, it is the Champions League draw. Gentlemen, as we were saying, surprise and no surprises. Dexter, surprises?
To a certain extent, and no surprises too, on the other hand.
What? Okay, I think we know at this point what are the no surprises. What are the surprises to you?
Bordeaux.
Okay.
Yeah, Bordeaux is surprisingly, it's doing very well in the Champions League, and it's quite scary. They are the dark horses of the Champions League. Might pull off, I don't know, Chelsea in 2021.
I think the difference with Chelsea 2021 is that they were already a Champions League winning team at the, at the time. Look, I can hear it when you say it favors Arsenal, but I don't think these draws are, I wouldn't say there's any malice in the draw. I think what messed it up was the fact that some of the big teams didn't do well early enough. You saw, of course, Real Madrid having to play playoffs. Too many big teams playing playoffs, so they're going to seed Man City as well. So they're going to seed, other big teams in this case. So I think it's really even for me. I don't think when you look at PSG Chelsea, that's a repeat of the FIFA Club World Cup. I think anything can go there in a Champions League game, although PSG, of course, they are going to be clear favorites here. Atalanta, Bayern Munich. Again, Bayern, on paper it seems very easy, but Atalanta has shown, to play really good football this season in the Champions League. Newcastle, Barcelona, also not as easy as we want to make it out, because Barcelona can either run riot or Newcastle can put on a masterclass. And today's game, I think when we get back to it, it is going to determine, what we're going to see against a Barcelona side.
But we can't also look at their form in the Premier League and bring it back to the Champions League. Champions League
because they do set up differently for Champions League. And that's one thing I've noticed with Eddie Howe. When it comes to Champions League, he does a few twitches here and there, and he goes all out. Newcastle had a super team during the knockout stage for Champions League. They really, really came through 9-3 on aggregate to qualify for the round of 16. But what are the no surprises? Because I really want to, dramatize a little bit. What is the no surprise when it comes to the round of 16?
Manchester City and Real Madrid.
Oh, okay.
You saw that coming.
You saw that coming.
For the past 5 years, it's been happening. So
that is true. That is true. Back to today's game. Not today's game specifically. Newcastle and Barcelona. Imagine having a team like Barcelona. You said that it would not be really much of a surprise much of a tough game, or depending on Barcelona's consistency. What do you think is going to be the outcome for that match?
Look, if Barca wins it, which I think they should, I think Barca really is the best team on that side of the draw. Arsenal is the best team in the world when it comes to playing football, but cup competitions are a little bit different, where you're not riding the lack of your momentum. You're not using, again, momentum and form as a guide.
Yeah.
This is one game at a time in the Champions League, and I think, again, Barcelona, Yamal's going to turn it up now.
What is Dexter, I want to hand it over to you. What is your semi-finals predictions, especially that area of, we have Basha, then we have Arsenal. Do you think Arsenal is going to make it to the semi-finals?
To the semi-finals? Without a doubt, they will make it to the semi-finals. With all due respect to Bayer Leverkusen. And football is football, but I believe they will make it to the semi-finals with the quality of football that they're playing at the moment.
And then the finals?
Finals-ish.
I don't like Arsenal, but I just have to give them their flowers.
They will reach the final.
They have a better chance of reaching the finals
than
Barcelona.
I think it's going to be a Barcelona. Now the problem is on the other side of the draw, anything goes. We can say Real Madrid, but they are bleeding in the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think now more than ever they are fragile. And we've seen it in La Liga.
But this is Champions League script. You need to know Real Madrid and Champions League. It does not matter how they are doing in the league and so forth.
Maybe I can speak from my team that I support, because we've come across them in the Champions League and we heard that before.
That is true. Chelsea tends to do a lot of damage to this unbeatable clubs, but for today, we heard it live here first from Dexter that for the first time in history, Arsenal is going to make it to the Champions League finals.
Second time, actually.
Is it second time?
Barcelona beat them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Second time in
2005.
history, Arsenal is going to win. Are they going to win?
Oh, no, they won't.
Okay, they won't win, but they will reach.
Definitely
you will see
not.
the promised land, but you will not reach there. This has been Tafel Talks. Share with us your thoughts. What do you think the Champions League finals is going to look like? Talk to us on the platforms on Facebook as well as on oneafrica.tv. This is Tafel Talks. Now we are talking.